runs workshops regularly for the Glasgow Disability Alliance, as well as presenting for us and the York Hill Hospital on brain injury. Meredith.
Well, hopefully you can hear me, yes? Projection. I will apologise, I'm suffering from a cough at the moment, so if I need to have one, got water here. We're talking about James today, and James has been in our life for 16 years. His first brain injury occurred when he was 5 days old through having a cardiac operation, and he has acquired over the years more damage from further cardiac issues and strokes, etc. At the age of 36, excuse me 1 second, I was, as I say, travelling the world. I'm the UK sales manager for a cosmetic company, and I felt a little bit iffy one day. I went off my gin and tonic. And then my coffee, and my friend said, "You're pregnant." I went, "Don't be ridiculous, it's not happening." However, pregnancy. But those tests started to show that James had complications, and massive complications even just inside. I spent most of my pregnancy on medication to try and keep him alive. And when he was born, as I said earlier, his first operation resulted in a paralysis at 5 days old down his left hand side. He had a thing known as a waiter's tip. Can everybody see that? His arm was like that, and they call it a waiter's tip. When a waiter's asking for a tip, they kind of do that. So it's a wee bit of a laugh that we have about it. Further damage, he had his second operation, that was 3 months old, and that kicked up cardiac arrest issues. Not quite a full arrest, but he stopped. And then the third operation, that was a full cardiac arrest. And that's the first time that they mentioned brain damage. Unfortunately, at that time, what they said to me was we would need to wait till he was 4 or 5 years old before we would fully know the extent of it. And really, not a lot of explanation given to us. He's continued through his 16 years with more operations and more damage, and the doctors, in their wisdom, predicted that he would never walk or talk. He's sitting right there today and he talks for Scotland. He also lives with aphasia, which is to do exactly with the biggest part of damage James has, which is over this area of his head, and it directly affects reading and writing. My view of it is, they say he doesn't read or write, and I say in the conventional sense. Because this chappie can get on YouTube and find whatever he likes, including the bikini ladies. We don't know quite how he managed that, but he does it. And communicating with a wider audience, that was the last thing. This is what I love doing. I got the nickname Mrs. Positive in the hospital, because if I was having a bad day, I would go and find somebody who was having the worst one. And there's always somebody. The telly's broken, the weather's rubbish. Aye, okay, I feel good. Civic, I've done a few talks up in Scotland. Obviously I wanted to do this today. Glasgow Disability Alliance, I've done work for them. We have a great time with them. 2 coaching companies, I had Lemon Coaching myself, and now Jim and I have ThinkMojo, and that's the message that we take out. Communicate, be yourself. Don't hide stuff, you know. Stop doing the social and funny. No, you're not. Tell us what's really going on and we'll help you. 16 years. And no matter what he goes through, he finds a way through it. He's my powerhouse, yeah? Because he just refuses to accept whatever gets handed. He refuses to hear what they say because he doesn't fit the conventional box. He says, well, I'm going to do it my way. And I've learned to really look at him for inspiration sometimes. And he never gives up. He had a massive stroke in 2006 and he was back at school within a month. He's had, ups and downs and round the houses. He's not always the happiest wee person in the world because he doesn't quite understand the world. But he'll go and he'll refresh himself. He'll take his own time, he'll take his wee space, and he'll come back out fighting. And I just love him very much. So I don't know your own stories, your own personal stuff, and I know you've all got your own amazing times, but they can teach us so much. Yeah? We just need to learn to go to their world. Don't bring them in here. Sometimes it's more interesting, isn't it? Thank you very much.